Hello, Tamar Oliver Lavender Robinson here. Very quick video just about things happening in politics in the UK. If you follow the mainstream commentary, you'll get this feeling that Labour have imploded, Labour have crashed and burned. And before the local election result, everybody knew Labour was going to lose many seats. You have to go further back to understand how we got to this point, okay? There was a Conservative Tory majority government led by the one that won the election at the time, Boris Johnson. Then he was succeeded by Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak. Okay, they had a majority in the UK across the time when we experienced the pandemic. The country realised we don't want to be governed by a majority of donkeys, of idiots, people that follow the cult of personality that was Boris Johnson. Because the straw that broke the camel's back that led to Boris Johnson finally leaving was a situation regarding someone called Chris Pincher. I'll spare you the details. Boris Johnson basically downplayed sexual harassment in one of his team. And that, after a long string of things that were against this cult of personality, resulted in a vote of no confidence. There you go. He left government, or the highest position eventually, after so much mounting pressure where his own team said, we don't want you anymore. But the reason why we were in a position like that to begin with is because the country had a majority party, in which case most policies, laws and things they wanted to push through were being backed up by being the majority. You put things to a vote, those that say aye, those that say nay, the majority was ruling the country, okay? Now then, a lot of people are advocating for political reform in terms of proportional representation, and to a larger extent, we do need a better representation across the entire country, because a majority government, a majority council, does not necessarily suggest that there will be a diversity of thoughts and ideas to a diverse range and complicated range of problems. All it seems to suggest, in my opinion, is that there will be a ease in which ideas and opinions are adopted, presented, and voted on. Take, for example, potholes in your town and your cities. If you have a majority local council that wants to vote to approve a new contractor, I mean, these things are normally done on smaller committees anyway, but if you have a majority voting in favour of a policy that says we want to go for local pothole amenders, pothole fillers, a local contract, or we want to promote local contracts, or contracts should be awarded to people that demonstrate a long-term sustainability, the people voting on it are part of the majority, yeah? A party will have the majority. Back to my earlier point, these elections that were coming up, in my personal opinion, a democracy and a country, a town, a city is only as strong as our ability to bring diverse ideas and thoughts and go over them, audit them, discuss them, and go through these ideas in a reasonable, educated way. Not a party political way, not a my dad can beat up your dad kind of way, not in a bully way. It needs to be done democratically through evidence, storytelling, and data, and the party's overall objectives will run alongside that. But I am an advocate for cross-party relations and cross-party conversations. Bipartisan, tripartisan, non-partisan conversations. Because they always say it's country first. Country first, then your party, yeah? Then your football team. In fact, for me, it'd be country, football team, then party. So having a majority government at local or national doesn't necessarily suggest that you'll be any better at passing information, educated information, good data from the back to the front and the front to the back. All it seems to suggest is that you'll have a majority when it comes to voting on subjects, policy. It does not mean that people's voices will be heard. Therefore, what I am moving towards, and I know many other people are moving towards, my Labour colleagues, my policy colleagues, my political colleagues, my university colleagues, my friends, my family, people understand you have to move towards working together. You would put something as a priority. My town is my priority. My country is my priority. My family is my priority. My party runs alongside it, but it is not party over family, and it is not party over country or party over town. It is town over this, it is country over this, it is family over this. But it will run alongside it. Anyway, this is my very long way of saying parties need to work together to achieve the overall aims. It's not about what's in the manifesto. The manifesto would have come up the chain and then been edited and changed and tested, and then goes back down the chain. To a large extent, the flow of information is, it goes one way and goes back the other way, one way and back the other way. But a manifesto created years ago does not mean it has any weight or being years later. Being an active participant in democracy means you have to move with the times, okay? The times now, in my opinion, suggest we must work together. Liberals work together with liberals. Socialists work with socialists. We're seeing capitalists work with capitalists, and we don't want radicals working with radicals. We don't want radicals fighting radicals. We need to understand that you can be a liberal Green, a liberal Labour, a liberal Conservative, and a liberal Reformist. Okay? You can be a capitalist of all of those things. Now, if the liberals across those different parties do not understand where their thoughts and their policies align, they'll never dare make it close to the front. They'll never dare make it close to making a point, because some things are non-partisan. In the future, Labour, Greens, Lib Dems, Reform, Tories will need to find a way to work together. You will not be able to dominate this land by flying your party's colours. If your party's colours are not a symbol of your ability to listen and understand people from different walks of life, then you're going in the gutter. You're going to the gutter. Reform will be on the rise, but they will fall just as quickly, because they need to be able to listen to people's views from other walks of life, because they will not have a majority in this country. But hear this, listener. It is highly probable that Reform will make a coalition, an arrangement with the far right of the Tory and the Conservatives of our world. So they will only seek to make a majority of those that align with their values. They don't need a majority of their own. They need a majority of far right. And when the time is right, they will make that agreement with the far right of the Tories and the far right of whoever else. The far right of the non-party affiliated. When the time comes, they will make that allegiance. Don't wait for that to happen. Make your allegiances now with those that align with your values. Understand you're in different parties, but know that it's your values and it's your perspectives that you need to be able to discuss and meet in the middle with. This has turned into a longer video than I meant for, but it is going out on my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, my YouTube. It's going out everywhere. Yeah? And it's a message primarily to those that are Labour. It's a message to those that are primarily non-voting and non-partisan. But there's also a message to those in other parties that see it as clearly as I do, that you need to be able to work together. You don't demonize, you don't attack, you go through things systematically, methodically, and you do things with heart and passion, and you work out where the bullshit is, where the facts are, and you learn to speak in multiple ways. You learn to speak politically, but you also learn to speak with respect. If you throw respect out and try to do politics, then good luck to you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For those of you that made it to the end, you know what you need to do. You need to drop me a message directly. You need to comment. You need to thumbs up. You need to interact in a way that shows that we're on the same path and we're not going to let donkeys lead us into the gutter. Keep doing more than the rest. You know the rest. I'm Tamar Oliver Lavender Robinson. I run my own business called The Business Mar Limited. I have subsidiaries as TBM Talent and the Business Production Company. I do community work through my own organisation known as Luton's Very Own, where we focus on fly tipping, anti-litter and beautification of our public spaces. I'm also affiliated and work with the Caribbean community through the committee in which I'm a co-chair for. This committee is called the United Luton Caribbean and African Committee. I'm also a school governor for William Austin Junior School as of 2024 for a 4-year period. And I'm also a current paying member of the Labour Party. Those are my conflicts of interest. That's for you. Oh, and I'm lastly employed by Central Bedfordshire Council, but all views are indeed my own. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Thank you. God bless. Good night. Bye-bye. See ya.